Welcome to Daily Wisdom, where every single day we seek to take a piece of God's wisdom and apply it to our everyday life. We are in a reading plan called The Essential Jesus. This is a reading plan that you can find on the Bible app. There's also other places on the internet you can access it. For more information, see the links in the description below here on YouTube, and you can track right along with us as we read every single day, Monday through Friday. Today we find ourselves in Zachariah chapter 9, and we've been looking at Old Testament prophecy this last week. Prophecy that was written anywhere from 500 to 1,000 years before the birth of Christ, yet still it points directly to Jesus, and it is obvious, these connections we've been making. Today we find ourselves in Zachariah chapter 9. We're going to begin reading with verse 9. Let's take a look together. Rejoice greatly, daughter Zion. Shout, daughter Jerusalem. See, your king comes to you, righteous and victorious, lowly and riding on a donkey, on a colt, the foal of a donkey. This prophecy points to something quite specific: humility. You see, the ancient leaders of Jerusalem and their religious authorities, they thought that the Messiah would be coming ready for war, that he would be a great warrior that is going to take God's people into battle and conquer their oppressors. But yet this prophecy that we see in Zechariah points to something quite different. It points to humility. Since when would a great warrior ride in on a donkey of all things? And that's what we see Zechariah pointing to here. Look at the verses following. It says something else specific that quite points to a little bit different perspective. Look at verse 10. I will take away the chariots from Ephraim and the war horses from Jerusalem, and the battle bow will be broken. This idea shows us that this Messiah is coming to bring peace, not war. And that is a different perspective than what the people of Israel were expecting. These religious leaders somehow missed these subtleties, that the Messiah would be one of humility and peace rather than war and anger. However, there's one more thing I want to point out to you. Jesus is pointed to as the source of our salvation, and how his blood is the ultimate sacrifice that restores our relationship with our Heavenly Father. That is the source of our forgiveness. Look at the next verse we read together in verse 11. As for you, because of the blood of my covenant with you, I will free your prisoners from the waterless pit. Quite clearly, this idea, the blood of the covenant. Blood was a source of forgiveness, even for the ancient Israelites. They made sacrifice using a lamb, a dove, other animals, so that they could be forgiven and their sins would be cleansed. Their relationship with their Heavenly Father would be restored. The same happens to us because Jesus was the final sacrifice, and that is what this verse points to. The blood of the covenant, restoring our relationship with God. Specifically here it's described as we are being restored from a waterless pit. Water is life. Water is the most essential element for human life. And so that is a clear indication of how this blood of the covenant points to restoration for each of us. And that's a great thing for us to remember as we continue in our week, that we serve a God that provided a path to restoration for each of us through Jesus, through the Messiah, through the one that would be a force of peace and humility in our world that restores us to a right relationship with our Creator. So that's today's Daily Wisdom. If this video you found encouraging, hit that thumbs up button. That'll help others to see it. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please consider doing so. And we will see you tomorrow. Have a great day.